Hey, brothers and sisters. Today is June 8th, 2025. I shared this earlier today on my community post, which I've shared in the past when I first received it. And this was from February 9th of 2025. Heard in a dream. You've stepped into the third dimension where miracles happen. And then I heard, lest you should dash your foot on a stone. And then I heard upon awakening in the spirit the word insurrection. And my good friend, Sister Carrie, she has a channel called Carrie Christ Follower. She's also very prophetic. And this was a while back. I just took a screenshot of when she shared this with me. This is, I think, about a month ago. And she said, I heard upon waking, national law event coming. Second day in a row with something about an event coming. National law event coming. Okay? So we've got insurrection, national law event coming. Miles Taylor analyzes President Trump's deployment of the National Guard to Los Angeles despite Governor Gavin Newsom's opposition, and the president's decision to use insurrection rhetoric. What is happening in Los Angeles is not a rational response to what they're seeing on the ground. This is indeed, in my view, pre-planned to be able to give the president justification to invoke the Insurrection Act. Can President Trump deploy the National Guard? All about the Insurrection Act. And then Sister Carrie texted me this about an hour or so ago. Crazy, big event. Remember, she heard upon awakening, national law event coming. Okay?
It's a surreal sight. This Black Hawk moved in just in the last few minutes from the Border Patrol, landing at that Homeland Security office on the Paramount side, right next to the Home Depot, and they are unloading this huge helicopter with, just boxes and boxes, dozens of boxes of ammunitions, less lethal weaponry. You see these tanks with flammable labels on the side, one after another, an entire shipment, as if they were getting ready for some kind of a major battle. It really has to be said, this is a remarkable sight in the middle of a suburban street here, where they are just unloading all of these weapons, carts full of boxes and flammable weaponry. So you can see that it just made its own parking spot there in the parking lot of that Homeland Security office on the other side of the river, where all of this is taking place, and just a few blocks from that Home Depot and right across the freeway from where that car fire was, just a few blocks away, and the protesters and Sheriff's Department had been squaring off. But this site here at the Homeland Security office of these federal officials unloading dozens of boxes of weapons and ammunition is just quite a sight to behold here. Something I really don't recall ever seeing here. Guys, back to you.
Look, we're going to continue doing our job. And yesterday we got 118 arrests. I was out here.
And by the way, this is also happening this just happened in Manhattan. There's all kinds of stuff going on right now. So, I keep thinking about this dream that I had, gosh, I think it was like a year ago. And, in the dream, I saw these men with these big guns. These like groups of men with guns, and they were breaking into people's houses. And it's like I was standing there, but I was just in the spirit observing. And Jesus came up to me, and I asked him, I said, are these the violent marauders? Because several years ago, I've also shared this in the past, the Lord told me in the spirit, he said, violent marauders. Okay. So in that dream, I asked him, are these the violent marauders? Referring to when he had told me that years ago. And he said, yes. I really think that that dream is pointing to right now with what ICE is doing. Okay. And then he just smiled at me, and he put both of his hands out to me. And I put my hands in his hands, and he looked at me and he smiled and he said, come away with me. Which is from the Song of Solomon, by the way. And he handed me this paper bag. You know, like if you go to a restaurant and you have leftovers, it's like a to-go bag. It was like that. And on the outside of the bag, it said Melissa. Guess what Melissa means? B. B-E-E. And I knew that there were gifts in it for me. And I keep thinking about that dream for like the last week. And I really believe that that's pointing to what's happening right now. See, he came up to me while that was happening, while these men with guns were going to people's houses. Okay? Heard in a dream, you've stepped into the third dimension where miracles happen. Then I heard, lest you should dash your foot on a stone. And then I heard upon awakening, insurrection. Carrie heard, national law event coming. Jesus is seriously about to come for those that belong to him. We're about to step into heaven with the Lord God Almighty and be with him forever. See, he shows us these things before they come to pass so that when they do, we will know that it was him that told us. He wants us to know that he's coming. He wants us to know how close he is to coming. As much as we want to be with him, he wants to be with us even more, which blows my mind because I don't even know how that's possible. For me, anyway. But he wants us to know. He said, come away with me. That's from the Song of Solomon, you guys. And I keep thinking about Trump, that dream I had of Trump years ago. Seeing a calendar with the dates 15 through 19. And then Trump said 15, 16, 17, 18. And then he yelled 19. And the Lord audibly spoke to my son. It said 19 hurt. Or 19 heart, 19 hurt. And my son sounds like he's blowing a trumpet. And then he says, he come, I go, I go. I mean, he wants us to know that he's coming. He wants us to know how close he is to coming for us. He wants us to walk in the Spirit and not in our flesh and our carnal mind. He wants us to walk by faith and not by sight. He wants us to trust him fully. We have to let go of this world because it's passing away. Let go of the world and fall into him. He's the only truth there ever was and ever will be. There's none in this world. None. Let go of all this stuff and fall into him. Because he literally is about to say, come away with me. So I just felt led in the Spirit to share this with you guys. Skylar just keeps saying, we know it. He keeps pointing at the eastern sky, this finger, smiling at me, saying, we know it. We know it. Please trust in the Lord no matter what you're going through. If I can do it, so can you. It's all about surrendering to the one who is always on your side. And his name is Jesus. Yeshua HaMashiach. The one who did it all for the glory of love. If you would just believe in what he did for you. Just receive his love. And just believe like a little child. He is with us. He is with us till the end of the world. He's always with us. So we need to fix our eyes on the things that are not seen yet, because that's where we're about to be. Listen for the shout, because we really are about to hear it. Love you guys. Hold fast.